Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Watch Occupy Your Voice with Mel Buzan.
According to the U.S. Geologic Survey, USGS, 70% of the planet Earth is covered with water. Only about 3 to 4% of that water is fresh water. So how important is it to use the planet's water wisely? Can we do a better job? First, we must educate ourselves. The following excerpt is a video created by NASA Earth Science.
Water is the fundamental ingredient for life on Earth. Looking at our Earth from space, with its vast and deep ocean, it appears as though there is an abundance of water for our use. However, only a small portion of Earth's water is accessible for our needs. How much fresh water exists and where it is stored affects us all. Nearly 2/3 of this fresh water is stored in the polar ice caps, snowpacks, and glaciers, making it inaccessible for long periods of time. The water cycle is dynamic. It describes the continuous movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the Earth, and the transitions from one state to another. Sea surface temperature, surface winds, and air temperature influence the rate of evaporation at the ocean surface. In the tropics, warm ocean surface temperatures support high rates of evaporation. Wind also increases evaporation. When the air's temperature is warmer, it can hold more water. While the atmosphere does not store a large quantity of water compared to the ocean, rivers, and lakes, it can transport water quickly from one place to another. Low-lying regions of the atmosphere with high moisture and strong winds can form atmospheric rivers to transport water horizontally. Clouds are formed as water vapor cools and condenses into droplets and ice crystals. Clouds and water vapor act as insulators in the atmosphere. Clouds help shield the Earth from the sun and trap heat from below. When cloud particles grow large enough, they may fall out as rain or snow. Under the right conditions, areas of precipitation can grow into large storms. As storms grow, they transfer heat vertically into the upper atmosphere. The migration of storms helps to distribute heat between the equator and poles, shaping wind patterns globally. How storms grow and intensify depends on atmospheric moisture, surface temperatures, and wind patterns. Precipitation is concentrated in some parts of the world and scarce in others. It can vary substantially from season to season and from year to year. Water that falls on the land surface as precipitation is stored within snowpacks, lakes, reservoirs, soils, and underground aquifers. Water availability varies from place to place and over time. The availability of water affects the type and abundance of vegetation, the primary source of food for animals and people. Extreme water cycle variability, unusually dry or wet conditions, impacts humans worldwide. Each year, hazards such as floods exact a costly economic and human toll. Most of the water that falls onto land remains stored there for weeks or more. Snowfall is stored as snowpack or ice. Meltwater and rainfall are stored in lakes and soils. Some of the water is absorbed by plant roots or drains into the water table. Eventually, the water will evaporate to the atmosphere or return to the ocean and streams and rivers, providing a source of nutrient-rich water that supports ocean life. Sensors on a suite of NASA satellites observe and measure water on land, in the ocean, and in the atmosphere. These measurements are important to understanding the availability and distribution of Earth's water, which is both vital to life and vulnerable to the impacts of climate change and a growing world population.
Dirty water is the world's biggest health risk and continues to threaten both quality of life and public health in the United States. When water from rain and melting snow runs off roofs and roads into our rivers, it picks up toxic chemicals, dirt, trash, and disease-carrying organisms along the way. Many of our water resources also lack basic protections, making them vulnerable to pollution from factory farms, industrial plants, and activities like fracking. This can lead to drinking water contamination, habitat degradation, and beach closures.
East d'Egremont is proud to announce the Victorian desalination project is complete. This extraordinary mega project has reached the contractual finish line of reliability testing finalisation. Melbourne's water supply is now drought-proofed.
Just a phenomenal achievement by the guys on the site here. They've really powered home to achieve what they've done over the last 6 months.
It's the largest desalination plant in Australia and one of the largest in the world, and it's been delivered less than 6 months behind schedule despite industrial challenges and long periods of record-breaking bad weather. Much of the plant is now cleverly disguised. The incredible living green roof camouflages the main reverse osmosis building, and the entire project lies discreetly within a 225-hectare ecological restoration project, the largest ever undertaken in Victoria. Much of the extraordinary work here is now permanently hidden.
We've got something like 17,000 bits of kit we've got to connect. We've got 75,000 cable connections. We've got 1,200 kilometres of cable, 3 million cubic metres of earthworks. This is a multidisciplinary project and it's been done well. We've got the hidden projects of 2 tunnels going out under the sea, being connected to shafts, which was a very tricky and very difficult process. We've got 84 kilometres of pipeline, 87 kilometres of power line, the longest underground power line of its type in the world. It's been a great achievement.
Construction of the reverse osmosis plant alone was a huge feat and achieved with a first-class safety record.
To sort of fit 800 people and all of that plant and equipment inside of a building, plus the pipework and the racks and the machinery, and not to have anybody injured, I think is a magnificent feat on everybody concerned.
After construction, the plant was then commissioned, and again the scale of the task was enormous.
We have somewhere in the region of 570 pumps, a little over 18,000 valves, a little over 8,000 instruments. In total, that means we've got somewhere in the region of 26,000 individual tests that we need to do in order to get the plant up and running. And that involves taking everything from the construction completion through to making sure that power is widely distributed, making sure that everything is communicating with each other, and then getting all the individual components working.
In fact, the commissioning process here has set a new benchmark.
The commissioning's gone very well, certainly compared to other projects of this size or scale. The time from first seawater being lifted through to the end of RTF is faster than any comparable water project in the world.
For the 30 days of reliability testing, the plant delivered drinking water at full capacity to Cardinia Reservoir. That's a rate of more than 400 million litres a day, or 150 billion litres a year. The plant could fill this reservoir from empty in less than 2 years.
The design was fantastic.
It was really good, very interesting. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Oh, fantastic. Really
very impressive, mate. Fantastic.
That was fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. They said there's 55,000 of those RO units. It's pretty incredible.
And the taste of the water?
The taste of it is 110%.
It just tastes like water. It's very good.
Tastes like it's from home.
It tastes just like any other water. It tastes nice.
With advanced technology and the cost of materials becoming more affordable, water need not be as scarce as those who wish to profit from it say it is. The following excerpt is about the Slingshot water purifier developed by Dean Kamen.
Great inventors can't help themselves. They're problem solvers. And with advanced technology will come advanced solutions.
To me, technology is a tool. You figure out what human problems exist, and if there's a technology that can be applied to a great human problem, you set about making it happen.
Just as power will be generated locally, so will clean water. At least this is the vision of legendary inventor Dean Kamen.
Today, more than 1 billion people have a crisis every day trying to find clean water to drink.
We're all going to have to deal with the fact that water is not free, it's not infinite in its availability.
In 30 years, a gallon of clean water will cost more than a gallon of oil.
In fact, only 3% of all the water on Earth is fresh water. So in the future, it may be water, not oil, that will drag nations into war. Unless someone is smart enough to turn something polluted into something pure.
Our goal was to create a small, portable machine that could be placed anywhere and at point of use create clean, reliable drinking water from any source.
Dean Kamen believes he can turn anything wet into drinkable water. anything, ocean water, sludge, even sewage, using a device he calls the slingshot.
A simple box with two hoses on it, one that goes into anything that looks wet. Out of the other one comes pure drinking water that's safe. Water goes into the slingshot where it gets literally boiled to the point that it not just boils as you watch it on a stove, it turns completely into vapor, into steam.
Recondense that steam and you get pure distilled water, no matter how polluted the source water was.
If the water coming in has metals or other kinds of inorganic toxins in it, they don't vaporize.
Until now, no one's been able to create this effect in a portable machine because of the vast amount of energy the distillation process takes. The secret of the slingshot is that it uses a closed loop of energy. Once the first batch of water is vaporized and recondensed, all that energy is preserved in a sealed heat exchange system. The result? A machine that runs on less power than a toaster oven, and about 2% of the power required by other water purifying systems.
We can take any bad water and turn it into pure water, and we can do it with a machine this size and an amount of electricity that runs half of a handheld hairdryer. And that's a big deal.
And each will be manufactured for under $2,000.
This machine was designed to make 1,000 liters of water a day, enough for a village of 100 people.
5,000 children die every day from dirty water. Dean Kamen sees a future where that number is ancient history.
In 30 years, the world will hopefully have access to more reasonable and more secure ways to give everybody those basic needs of water and power.
Thank you. So vicious. Yeah. There's the time that we need to stand up and say, enough is enough. You are making so many things against Mother Earth. And I'm talking about the mine companies over there in Canada, over here in the United States, over there all around Latin America. They are doing so much against Mother Earth, poison Mother Earth. It's the time to stand up and say enough is enough. No more poison to the water. No more poison to the water. Save the valleys, save the mountains, save the rivers, save the lagoons and the lakes. It's the time. I don't know. Maybe yes at your home. Maybe yes on your blog. One person that say enough is enough. Mother Earth has her rights. And at least, yes, one person, my blog, will say I am here in order to defend the rights of Mother Earth. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Jody Netzer. I'm a multi-talented, diverse artist, performing artist, visual artist, graphic designer, print web, TV commercials, event organizer, consultant, strategic planner, and art advocate. I work with Tucson Arts Brigade. We offer arts-based solutions to community needs, and I run my own personal work as creative communications, from digital arts to performing arts. From there, the world is open as a communicator, as a creative communicator, to bring people together through the messages. Let myself be open to be a channel for whatever issue rises to the top as needing to be addressed. And water was a major one. It connects everybody. Everybody needs water. We're made of 2/3 water. Water is life. There's a lack of understanding from a large part of the population. And on the other hand, there is a lot of education about water here as well. And so to bring people together so that the experts can teach people who want to learn or even need to learn, because maybe they have moved to Tucson recently or this desert region and maybe not aware that growing grass, for example, is not a sustainable thing to do where we live in this time, in this place. This is an invitation to participate, to have arts experiences, to unite cultures, to have science and art working together, to work synergistically with a vibrancy that is higher than just the status quo. And so that is really what is at the core of the Water Festival. It's a beautiful, fun day, and I personally believe that change is possible only if we connect to the subject matter from an emotional connection in our hearts. We really need to truly, deep down, believe it, not just from our heads, because statistics only go so far. Statistics are helpful to back up that information, but if you don't yet truly believe in something, change is not possible. Change is possible by connecting and seeing the interconnections of all things. It's a stewardship that we are promoting here.
The song that will be right here. He's going to the song, and he's going to sing, and he's going to drum the water drum.